Shalom. Call hello Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem. Yahweh Shah, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people in the world can call God, Bahashem, in the name of Yahweh Shah, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people in the world can call Jesus Christ. Once again, the true names of the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Shalom also to you, Akim, you brothers that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Shalom to you, Akim, once again. Shalom also to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird, man, woman, the child, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all forefathers. Though you may look like the heathen nations, you're scattered amongst which the heathen nations, as you see on the chart, the nations starting from 2 on down, those are the heathen nations. Also, if your bloodline, your lineage goes back to these people, as you see on this chart through the man, and if his spirit bear witness with his word, the truth, and you can receive it to the speckled bird, man, woman, the child, if this does apply to you, you are Israelites, though you do look like the heathen, you're scattered amongst due to scattering these people in this chart, so you will once again have Israelites come looking like the other nations, but they're indeed Israelites because they're under the curses of Deuteronomy 28, the 15th verse on down. Their spirit bear witness with his word that they're the sons and daughters of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Most importantly, their line, their lineage goes back to these people through the man, no matter what they come looking like. If their father's an Israelite, that makes them an Israelite as well. Also to a few Akwaf that do listen and learn and believe. Alright, Shalom. Also to you so-called to the elect, Shalom. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you combine, consist to make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh and His only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah. All right, you know, the food, all right, here is defiled, man. All right, the food that we think is food is not real food, okay? It's not real food at all, man. All right, this food is defiled under this man's rulership, okay? So we're gonna play this one first, and I'm gonna get the other one that was just recently. All right, but let me turn it up.
This is a wild story. Subway announced it's removing a controversial chemical from its bread, an additive that's found in shoe soles and yoga mats.
Do you hear what she just said? She said that the bread that Subway was using, which I used to eat Subway, but I used to eat a lot of Subway, and the only thing I would get at Subway was the tuna sandwich. You know, that's all I would get at Subway. I would never get anything else. All right, and let me rewind that back.
Shame this morning. This is a wild story. Subway announced it's removing a controversial chemical from its bread, an additive that's found in shoe soles and yoga mats to add elasticity. The ingredient, which is banned in Europe and Australia, it was first called into question by a popular food blogger who had pushed to have it removed. Senior medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen is at the CNN Center with much more on this. Elizabeth, what is this chemical we're talking about?
Kate, the chemical is called azodicarbonamide, and it's used to make the bread stronger, to strengthen the bread. And Subway says, hey, it's safe, and they point out that the Food and Drug Administration says that it's safe, but Subway says that they are removing it as part of their bread improvement.
Do you hear what she just said? That the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, said that it was safe to put sole, what she said, sole, you know, and carpet, material, if I'm not mistaken, in the bread, and that's safe. You see? And Salakia for the car horn. It sounds like all of a sudden when you do a video, all this shit wanna happen. But anyway, why would you do that? You know? Who would do that? Only the devil would do that. You see? Only the devil would do that. But anyway.
Process. Quote. End quote.
End quote. Is this a very unusual case that this chemical is found in this bread? Is it found in other foods? I've never heard of it before.
Right. You probably haven't heard of it because you probably don't sit there and read the whole ingredients listing like most people don't. It's found in all sorts of breads, grocery store breads,
Wow.
restaurant breads. And, it's very hard to say, is it bad for you? Isn't it bad for you? The Center for Science and the Public Interest took a look and they said, you know what? In mice, it appears to be a carcinogen, but in humans, the increased risk of cancer is, they use words like slight, they use words like negligible. So they don't seem, terribly worried about this, but the Center for Science and the Public Interest does say, let's get it out of breads. Why have it there? You don't need it, even if the increased cancer risk is negligible.
Yeah, I think, yes, as someone who is not educated on this whole thing, I'll acknowledge, I would prefer it not in the bread. I'll just have my bread additive free, right?
I mean, what the hell? It's like, this is like such a no-brainer. Why? It's in a yoga mat to make it stretchy and you're going to put it in something I eat? It's just crazy.
Chris agrees. That's
What a
Chris
crazy
saying
thing, Elizabeth. Just
I think what the FDA would say is, look, there's no proof that it does anything
great,
bad.
let them eat it.
Right. Well, I'm sure they do, and I'm sure you and I do too.
I know.
Right, I'm sure we do in other regards. All right. Thank you, Elizabeth.
It makes it stretchy and it's in yoga mats.
I also think...
But the risk is slight.
I know, but Elizabeth probably has a point, and I think she would agree with me. That's half the stuff we eat. We don't even know what's in it.
I know, but
Exactly. Half the stuff you do eat is we don't know what you eating. All right, you could buy, let's say you buy, like, for instance, I used to buy Lucky Charms cereal. That used to be my favorite cereal, one of my favorite cereals. But when I came to the truth, I understand that you couldn't eat, pork, or particular things, which I stopped eating pork anyway before I came to the truth, because I knew something wasn't right about eating it, because I would feel horrible. But when I looked up the ingredients of Lucky Charms, I kind of found that they was putting pork in the marshmallows. They was putting a material that they use for pork in it. So I had to stop eating that cereal. Then a lot of you know about the Hasbro's gummy bears in the big bag, the $8 bags. I used to eat that too, but I come to find out, I looked deeper into what they was putting in it. They was putting material of pork in there. All right. So this is what they do, man. All right. They basically, let me get that, man. That just came to mind, man. All right. This is Job. You know what? Let me start off with this. All right. This is I start off with this. This is Job 6:6. It says, "Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt?" Oh, let's actually go to that chapter. All right. But a lot of things you don't even know what you're eating, because Esau, he'll put all day that this is in it, that's in it, and then a lot of ingredients you look on that product or food product, you don't even know how to pronounce the words. You don't even know what that is. Like, what is that? You could look on something as simple as, let's say, pickles. All right. It'll say pickles, then it'll say onions, then it'll say, this and that, food, dyeing, and all that. Why you got to put all that in it? Why can't you just leave it a pickle? All right. Because he's the devil. Okay. He can't stop. Esau. All right. Esau's a big kid. He can't stop touching things. He always has to touch something. He always has to tamper with something. Everything is defiled. We're going to get that. But this is Job 6:6 says, "Can that which is unsavory..." All right, so let's get the word unsavory real quick. All right, right here. It says tefel. It says foolish, insipid. All right. Tasteless, unseasoned. Whitewashed. Untempered. All right, but this man tempers with everything. Okay? He tempers with everything. All right? He's a proud man and transgressor by wine, having people think they eating real food, man. All right? Organic food, What he'll do is with organic food, he'll tell you all the chemicals that we pumped and the food you was eating that wasn't organic, that's not in this product. All right? Then he'll bump the price, probably $2-3 from the original product that's not organic. So if this is organic, which is not organic either, It's the same thing. They're gonna make sure your food is poison regardless. All right. But all you can really do is eat the best of the worst. All right, in this system. But what was I about to say? You know, but if this is organic, if this product's organic from the last product, then what was in the other product? See, they basically told themselves right there. But says, can that which unsavory be eaten without salt? Or is there any taste in the white of an egg? All right. And he's able to make your food taste like real food. He's able to make it taste good with these chemicals that he's pumping in. All right. Because it could taste good all day, but at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, it's really chemicals. It's really poison. All right. And that's how crafty this devil is, man. Okay. Real quick. Let's get that Job 14:4. And we're going to play the other clip on Subway again because they back on it again. Which I'm not surprised. Like I said, I don't even eat Subway anymore because, you know, a lot of people was complaining about how, they got rid of the 5 foot long, $5 foot long. And then I just knew something was up with they food. That's all I used to get was a tuna sandwich when I go there. But this is Joel 14:4. It says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean one? Unclean, not one. And he tried to say, well, this chemical, the FDA said, this chemical that's in this food, it's not bad. You can eat it as long as it don't hurt nothing, Come on, man. You see? Come on. Let me get one more scripture. The Psalms. Psalms 104. I probably started one. I'm going to jump down because there's no point going through this, right? It's Psalms 104:1. It says, bless the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, O my soul, O Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, my power. It says, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. All right. So we're going to go down. I start at 9. It says, thou hast set a bound that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. Who? The wicked, man. All right. And we seeing clearly why this man, he does not need to be in power, man. This is another reason why he doesn't be in power, man. All right. This devil controls what you eat, your food, man. All right. And what is he doing? He's playing games. He's putting all types of abominations in your food. You don't know what you're eating, but you have to buy it, though. The curses say to our people, because that's what Esau really aiming when it comes to food. I was trying to get some barley seeds, to make some barley tea or some barley water, whatever you want to call it. And I went in the grocery store around my way, which is mostly Jake in this area. It's hardly any Edomites. So, you got a few heathens in here and there, but it's mostly Jake, mostly the Southern Kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, Levi. But I went in the store to try to get barley seeds. I couldn't find anything in there. All you could find was this GMO, this garbage that he puts in our communities, man. And it's done intentionally. That's done intentionally to destroy our people, man. That's one of the ways, all right, Esau launches warfare on our people is through the food, man. All right? It says he sendeth the springs into the valleys, which runneth among the hills. This is talking about the Most High. They shall give drink to every beast of the field, and the wild ass quench their thirst. By them shall the fowls of the heaven have their habitation, which sang among the branches. He watereth the hills from his chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruits of thy work. He causes the grass to grow for the cattle, right, the animals, and herbs for the service of men. All right, because herb not only is a food, but it's also a medicine. It's particular herbs that have particular purposes, the healing properties in it. But Esau doesn't push that in health class, He doesn't push that in health class. In these diet commercials you might see a little bit of herbs, but he'll tell you eat, all types of sweets because it's dietary, Come on, man. that he may bring forth food out of the earth. All right. And wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine, bread which strengthen man's heart. Bread which strengthen man's heart, man. This bread ain't strengthening your heart. This bread is making you overweight. All right, it's killing you slowly. You know, you don't know what it's doing. It's messing you up, man. All his food is doing this. Okay? Says the trees of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, are full of sap. The cedars of Lebanon, so let's get that word sap. A sap, the cedars of Lebanon, which he had planted. So all these particular things have, its purposes. All right? Okay. I was looking for it. Alright, we're gonna look it up on the internet, right? Sap. This man, he's defiled everything. He can't stop touching nothing. This is the word for sap. Sap. Tree. Tree sap. Sap is a fluid transported in xylem cells or phloem sieve tube of elements of a plant. These cells transport water and nutrients throughout the plant. Sap is distinct from latex, resin, or cell sap. It is a separate substance, separately produced and with different components and functions. Alright? But what did Esau do? He put your water in the water bottles, man. Alright? You put a water bottle out in the hot sun, the chemicals from that plastic could get in your water. Plus the water, the water he puts in your in the bottle anyway is already tampered with, it's already defiled. All type of fluoride and all type of madness in there, man. Okay? Then you notice another thing. With these gummies, or these vitamin gummies in these stores, that's supposed to already be in the food. But what he does, he takes that out the food, He takes it out the food. He takes it out the food, Salaki. He takes it out the food, okay, and sells it separately. And when he sells it separately, what does he do? He jacks the price up on it. All right, he jacks the price up to where you say it's too expensive or you don't want to buy it. That should have already been in the food. That shouldn't have been separate from the food. All right, but here's the other one. If you look at the bread, it does look like, they put something in it. It does have that carpet spongy look, But anyway, Subway eat not so fresh. And then that's what Esau loves to do. You expose him on something. He tells you, oh, no, you're a conspiracy theorist. What you're saying is just allegations. All right, knowing is proof, all types of proof that you do what you do. You poison food and you do all the wickedness on the planet Earth. This devil, man. He's deaf, a deaf adder at the ear, man. Okay, they stop it at the ear. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is all I used to buy when I went to Subway, and I actually, when you taste the tuna, it really didn't taste like tuna. It just tasted like something else. But I still ate it though. I ate it with lettuce, tomatoes, sometimes like, onions, The only thing you really could taste when you tasted this the tuna sandwich was probably the mayonnaise. That's probably about it, you know. But after that, something just didn't taste right. But I stopped buying it anyway. You know. Now I know why I stopped buying it. But now they're saying it's just made of this. It's not even tuna. So what the hell are you eating? If it's not tuna, then what the hell are you eating? All right. What are we eating? This is Ezekiel. The Lord said that this will happen. This is Ezekiel 4. We really don't understand what we eat. They could, like I said, they could slap all types of ingredients. They could slap all types of and say it's this and that, but we don't know what we're eating. They know what they put in the food, but we don't. And that's why we gotta get the hell out of here. That's why we don't want to. You never want to be under your enemy, man, because he could do things like this. This is Let's get to the point. Ezekiel 4:13. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah said, even thus shall the children of Israel, the tribes, eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, which whither I will drive them, man." And this is what's happening, man. We eating defiled food, man. We eating fake food. All right. This is why you see people, they gotta eat like 4, 5, 6 times a day, you know, because the food that they're eating has no nutrients in it. The nutrients has been stripped out of it. All right, it's fake, okay, and there's all types of chemicals to get you addicted to that particular food, man. You know, that's what it is, man. All right, this is why these people they so addicted to the food. And you see people, you see things like my 600-pound life. You know, you see things like that. It's because of the food that we eating. All right. Then said I, Lord Yahweh, behold, my soul hath not been polluted from my youth up, even till now have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn into pieces. Neither came there any abominable flesh in my mouth. You know? But that's the point, man. Okay? Just like Daniel, man. Okay? See, Esau, it's many ways to declare war on people. As you don't have to always come up to people with a gun and, you know, drag them out their house and shoot them and stuff. It's way more war tactics than that. All right, this is just another war tactic. You know, this is another war tactic of the devil, Esau Edom, man, so-called white man. All right, you could poison these people food. You could, you know, decrease their health. All right, when you do come against them, you know they're gonna be so out of shape. They're gonna be so worn down, tired. All right, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be a piece of cake, right? You know. But let me get to the point. This is Daniel's 1. I just started 1, right? Daniel's 1 and 1. It says, in the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. And what we in? We in modern Babylon the Great. All right? We in Babylon the Great, man, America. On to Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord Yahweh gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessels of the house of Yahweh, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his power, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of the eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and the king, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children whom was no blemish but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat, right? And of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the princes of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and Azariah of Abednego. Alright, so they basically changed the name to slave names. The same thing now. Our names, alright, these aren't really our names, man. You know, these aren't names that we would call ourselves. These are names of the oppressors. Your last name, your first name, your middle name. Alright? But anyway, but Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now Yahweh had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse like the children's? Hey, this devil got pull up right beside me. Like the children which are your sort, then shall you make me endanger my head to the king. And it says, then said Daniel to Melzar, who the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, and Hananiah, and Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, and I beseech thee 10 days, and let them give us posts to eat and water to drink. What's you gonna get the word post? Alright. So he didn't want to eat, the king's, that heathen king, Nebuchadnezzar's food, man, because he knew they don't eat according to our dietary. We got dietary laws. Alright. These heathens, they eat whatever they want. You got Moab. What did Moab do? Moab, they eat octopus, they eat dog, cat. Alright. When I was in Georgia, for like a year and some change. No, I wasn't even down there for a year, almost up to a year. It was something that came out on the news down there. You had this Chinese spot, this Moabite spot. They was serving Chinese food. You know who eats mostly Chinese food? Who mostly eats Chinese food? It's mostly Jake. It's our people that eat that. Alright? But what happened was they had dog food on top of the food that they was making. It was said that some of the dog food that they had on top, the dog food that they had while they were cooking, it got into the food, but they was mixing it in the food, So this is how they eat. They don't have dietary laws. They eat however they want to eat, But if you go into the word pulses, Zoroa, it says vegetables as sown, right? That grows from the ground, herbs, right? Something sown in the plural, a vegetable as food, okay? And that's the thing. Alright, the Lord what? He created the herbs for the service of men. But Esau does not teach you about the herbs. Esau teaches you about all these, these diet, commercials where you pay all this money for food that's not gonna help you. You got all these like, I forgot what them drinks is called. But when I was in school, one of my teachers, that was like 7th grade. One of my teachers, she had like this milkshake. And she would drink it every morning, and she said that it helps you lose weight because she was oversized. I'll put it that way, but she said help you lose weight. It does not help you lose weight, man. There's all type of chemicals in that's pumped in there. See, that's just the way they could entice you to buy it. It's money with this devil. It's not about your health. He needs you to be all right in the worst shape ever, so you could what? Go to the hospital. They can make money off that. All right. Then you go to his pharmaceutical companies. All right. And he can make money off that. Okay. So this is what they do. You see? But this is what our forefathers ate. Now, we understand we in captivity. I just read in Ezekiel 4, 13 that we would eat the defiled bread amongst the Gentiles. But it's still things that's basically the best of the worst. All right. I eat most of the week. What I would eat is rice, which the rice is defiled, but it's the best of the worst. I eat rice, and what I'll do is I'll buy carrots, I'll buy celery, and I'll buy like mixed greens, and I'll buy broth, and I'll put it in there and I'll cook it together, and I'll eat that, and that actually I feel different, compared to when you just eating, straight up, junk food. You'll feel a lot different. All right. It renews your spirit, man. I looked up the certain things that broth and certain herbs, what they do, like celery. All right, and you got people out here. That's another thing. People out here that's panicking and having a heart attack, trying not to catch the C-19. But all they had to, if they looked up the herbs, the different herbs, all right, they can see that these different herbs, they have properties to block, particular viruses. They have properties to keep your immune system from, collapsing and you getting sick. All you have to do is change your diet up, Jake. That's all you got to do, you know. But Jake, they just love to, if it tastes good to their flesh, that's what they want to sow to, man. So you want to do that, then go right ahead. You gonna croak, you know. But anyway, this man has defiled every damn thing, man. Okay? That's why I'm gonna get this. This is Matthew 24 and 22. It says, except those days, these times we in now, should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. Alright, and this is why the Lord is shortening the days. Why it seems like time is going fast, man. We already, what, February? I don't even know what day it is today, but it's February. I think it's the 3rd, probably the 4th. I ain't checked. It don't matter to me. But time is flying, man. All right, we about to be in March already. You see, and the Lord's speeding time up because, like it says, if the days aren't showing that this man is taking out of power, immediately, all right, everybody would be dead, man. Even Esau, all right, because he's poisoned the food that he has to eat. Now the elites, they're not eating this food, all right. Most likely they eat, they drink blood and everything, but they eating food that's going to increase, their living standards. That's going to increase them for living forever, man. Which that's not going to happen, Why they giving all you people, this garbage, man? Especially our people, man. All right. But this is why this man has to be taken out the way immediately. Because if he doesn't, everybody will be dead under him, man. All right. Chemtrail, you spraying chemtrails, you got to breathe that air in too. All right. But he that do evil to himself, to whom we do good to, man. He would kill his own in order to get to you Jakes, man. All right. This is Micah. I ended off on this. Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. All right. And what does it say about the elites? Because they control, these Amalekites. The 1940s. They control your food. They control the TV. They control the money. They control everything. Because this is their heaven right now. This is their kingdom. Right? But let's get this. We gotta get the hell out of here. But this is why we need Yahushua to come back. Let's go there real quick. This is Proverbs 4. Uh, 14. It says, enter not in the path of the wicked and go not in the way of evil men. Alright? Everything Esau tells you, you always gotta look deep into. You gotta take it with a grain of salt, man. Because he's up to something. Just like the Maxine, man. What does he want you to do? He wants you to enter into that way of taking his Maxine, which will lead to the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Alright? Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they, the elites, sleep not except they have done mischief. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So in order, for them to sleep well, they gotta cause somebody to die. Somebody has to die. Somebody has to be put to death. Somebody has to be suffering. This is the people you're dealing with. This is the people that's in power, man. This is people they'll do all this destruction, and they'll look in your face and laugh and smile in your face as if nothing's going on. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, man. All right. But that's why they got judgment coming for them. All right, because of things like this. Here it is. You got all this money. All right, you got the world in your hands, but all you can do, you got all this time and to invest in how to destroy people. Who does that? Only the Edomites do that. Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the hand, the power of their hand. All right, poison the food, man. You ain't got nothing else better to do, you know. And they covered fields and take them by vines and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man, his house, even a man his heritage, man. Back in the ancient world, our forefathers, we had our own one. We had our own, all right, food that we grew from the ground. You know, we didn't have to go to a Giant or a Safeway, you know, McDonald's, all these other fast food, you know, places to go to. You know, quick things to buy when you hungry. We didn't have that. We didn't need that. All right, but that's oppression within itself. When you gotta go to another man's, you know, food, you know, way of get to another man to get food, man. Just like those Egyptians, you know, back in ancient Egypt, man. Genesis the 47th chapter, man. All right, they kept going, and they said they would sell. They sold their cattle, they sold their land. When they didn't have nothing else to sell, they sold themselves, man. That's oppression, man. When you have to go to another nation, for one, a nation that's not your friend, that's your enemy, you know, for one of all things, man. What's the curse said we would have to do? That's oppression, man. All right, because this is what happens. That man that wants to destroy you, all right, he could just poison your food, and you have no other option but to bite. You see? But judgment's coming down to like, this is the reason why judgment's coming, because it's things like this. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, behold, against this family, speaking of the family of Edom, do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. All right? So, the judgment's coming down. Yahweh Shema Shah, he's seen everything. He sees what you're doing. All right? And you're going to get judged for this, man. You're not getting away with nothing. Okay? So, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shah. Yahweh Ratazad is edified. Papa Kasha, Papa Paul, Abba Ha Ayapia, Abba Ha Ayapia. Shalom to the elect, to the few Akwaf that do listen and learn. Shalom. Kawad Hayala Yahweh Shema Shah. Shalom once again.